Rain lashed down. Marcus shivered on the platform, cold, wet, alone. He checked his watch again. 2:58 a.m. Where was the last train? He just wanted to go home. A sudden gust of wind howled through the station, sending shivers down his spine. He felt a presence, unseen eyes watching him. He pulled his coat tighter. The air grew colder. A low rumble echoed from the tunnel. Headlights appeared in the distance, growing brighter. A train emerged from the darkness. Not the train he was expecting. This one was old, rusty, its windows dark and hollow like empty eyes. The train screeched to a halt. Its whistle pierced the night, a mournful wail. Marcus felt a chill. The doors creaked open, but no conductor stepped out. He hesitated. Should he board? Something felt wrong. Curiosity battled with fear. He peered inside. Shadows shifted in the dim light. He saw figures, motionless, their faces obscured. Each one seemed to turn, as if aware of his gaze. The air inside felt heavy, oppressive, like a tomb. A low whisper reached his ears. "This way." He stepped inside, his heart pounding. The door slammed shut behind him. He spun around. No one, just the dimly lit figures, their faces still hidden, their whispers growing louder. He walked down the aisle, each step echoing in the silence. The whispers followed him, whispers of sorrow, of regret, of anger. He saw a hand reach out, pale and skeletal, then vanish back into the shadows. Fear tightened its grip. He reached the front of the train. There a figure sat alone. A conductor, his hat pulled low over his face. "Looking for someone?" the conductor rasped, his voice like dry leaves. Marcus froze. "Who are you?" he stammered. The conductor slowly lifted his head. His face was gaunt, his eyes burning with an eerie light. "This is the midnight train," he said, his voice echoing. "We are the forgotten souls, trapped between worlds." Section 5. Trapped in time, bound by tragedy. Marcus's blood ran cold. "Trapped?" he choked out. The conductor nodded. "This train," he said, his voice heavy with sorrow, "crashed many years ago. We were all passengers and we died that night." He pointed to a faded newspaper clipping framed on the wall. It showed the wreckage of a train, the headline screaming "Tragedy on the Midnight Express." The figures around him stirred, their whispers turning into mournful cries. Marcus felt a surge of sympathy, of pity. They were not monsters, just lost souls, forever bound to this train, to this night. Section 6. The Bridge of Souls, a leap of faith. Is there anything I can do?" Marcus asked, his voice barely a whisper. The conductor looked at him, a flicker of hope in his eyes. "There is a legend," he said, "a bridge that appears once a year. If a living soul crosses it on the anniversary of the crash," he trailed off, "it will release us." A voice whispered from behind. Marcus turned. A young woman stood there, her face pale but beautiful. "Please," she pleaded, "help us find peace." Section 7. Facing the darkness, embracing the light. The train screeched to a halt. Outside, a ghostly bridge shimmered in the moonlight. The conductor pointed. "Go," he urged. "Cross the bridge. Free us from this torment." Marcus hesitated. The bridge seemed fragile, insubstantial, but he had to try. He stepped off the train and onto the bridge. The wind howled around him, but he kept walking, one step at a time, towards the light that beckoned at the other side. Section 8. A new dawn, a cleansed soul. He reached the other side. He turned back. The train was gone, the bridge dissolving behind him. In its place, a field bathed in the first light of dawn. He felt a weight lift from his shoulders, a sense of peace he had never known. He had faced his fears, embraced the unknown, and in doing so he had freed not only the lost souls of the midnight train, but also a part of himself. Section 9. The lingering echoes of the past. He walked away from the field, the rising sun warm on his face. He didn't look back. He knew the train was gone, the passengers finally at peace. But he would never forget them. Their whispers, their pain, their plea for help, they would stay with him, a reminder of the fragility of life, the importance of empathy. He had glimpsed the other side, the realm of shadows and whispers, and he knew that sometimes the bravest thing one can do is to face the darkness, to offer solace to those lost in the shadows. Section 10. The importance of letting go. As he walked, he thought about the nature of grief, of loss, of the ties that bind us even in death. He realized that sometimes holding on can be more painful than letting go, and that sometimes the greatest act of love is to help others find peace, even if it means saying goodbye. He carried that knowledge with him, a newfound wisdom etched in his heart. He would keep their memory alive, not with fear but with compassion, a silent promise to honor their suffering, their journey, their final peaceful rest.